How's it going? It is Charles Botenston. We are going to be talking about something that I struggled with when I got into sales, and that's acquiring new business. That's getting new referrals. That's reaching out to past clients. That's ways to actually interact with people that have either given you business, are about to give you business, or working with people who are giving you business, but you want referrals from them. So this is going to be a series that you need to go back. You need to see this. This is literally 6 years in the making. I have literally 3 pages of notes. It's going to be a series of a couple of days that you're going to be able to watch. Or if you're watching this and I've produced all the days, you can watch it back to back to back to back. I'm gonna keep them as quick and short as possible. If you know my videos, I obviously try and keep them precise to the point. So we're gonna start with actually the mindset of actually getting referrals. This is something that every business who's successful, every business that needs to go beyond 5 years needs to have. They need to have referrals. If you don't have referrals, you're out of business. It's a fact. They obviously have statistics around this and obviously differs, but by 5 years, 99% of all businesses are dead. They're done. And the reason being is it's not because of marketing. It's not because of the environment that they're in. In other words, the landscape of a recession or booming business. It's because they don't have enough customers. Everything boils down to not having enough customers, not having enough business, not having enough people buying what you sell. Whether that's a product or a service, it doesn't matter. Apple, perfect example. When people say, oh, they don't work by referral, that's pretty ridiculous because every time I take a picture, someone says, oh, is that the new iPhone? Yeah, it is. Here, check it out. Boom, I talk about how great it is. That is an indirect referral. Apple didn't ask me to say anything. That person is not asking me, or should I go and buy it? Like sometimes they do. Sometimes they say, yeah, should I go buy the new iPad, the new MacBook Pro or whatever? I say, hey, listen, this is great. You should go out, you should get it. If you want, it's up to you. I'm not actually pushing them to buy. Referrals come in every single way of life that you can even think of. An elevator, someone talking about their great purse, their clothing, a service that they're using, a gym membership, a trainer at the gym, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, anyone. People that go out and they speak on your behalf, any single one of them is a potential for referrals. New business is something different. That's something that you go out and you directly go out and you try and get. You do it as the business owner, as the business. Apple does that through marketing, through having their incredible way of launching new products. So you have to get your mind out about 2 areas. I just explained it, which are referrals from past clients, people who have bought your service and are willing to buy it again, are willing to be your raving fans. And then there's new business. So you tell people to give you referrals, and then there's new business. New business are people that you proactively call on, you write emails, you write notes, you go to a convention and then you're a vendor and you physically and mentally and with your own willpower sell your product. You can do it through teleconferences, through webinars. It doesn't matter. Any way that you actively go out for new business. And then there's past clients that you tell, hey, listen, by the way, if you're very excited about our service, if you're happy with our product or whatever you're selling or whatever you're giving away. And by the way, here's a side note is that we're always selling. We are always selling. We're selling day in and day out. You're selling your services, your idea, your idea to your employee, your services to, I'm in real estate. I own a real estate company here in New York City. I'm selling my services every single day. It's better, it's unique, our service is better. Everything that we provide is at an elite level. That's why you should use our product or service. But for you guys, it could be a product, doesn't matter. If you have a website, if you have coaching, if you are a parent, you're selling your influence to your children. If you're a manager or CEO or whatever, you have to influence the people around you. You're always selling. You're selling your idea to friends on why you should go on this trip instead of that trip. You're selling yourself during an interview, on a date. It doesn't matter. We're all salespeople. You have to get this through your mind. It's all about mentality. I don't want to go down and just give you bullet points because if you don't have the mentality correct, it's not going to work out. It's just, it's a waste of time because you're like, oh, that's great. I'm going to write notes. I'm going to call on new business. I'm going to hit social media. I'm going to market. I'm going to advertise. I'm going to do traditional media. But if you don't have your headspace around the 2 different ways of actually gathering business, which are past clients and future clients, okay? In either way, you have to sell. So it's all around this big circle of selling. You are all sales people. Man, woman, old, young. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what position you are in. If you're not selling, then you're dying. In every single case, you cannot be successful in life. Think of any person that's brilliant. Steve Jobs, I already used Apple as an example. Steve Jobs was the premier salesperson. He knew how to get you excited, and then there was a lag time between when he introduced the product until he launched the product until you actually got the product. You were just so excited. He was the premier salesperson. So as I go over these, understand there's two types of businesses, and under that umbrella is we're all salespeople in life in general. It doesn't matter. So the guideline of acquiring business is that how does this relate to you? Okay, I'm going to be specifically talking about, say, a product or a service that doesn't relate to you, but you can't look at it just head on. That's number one thing in life, is that you cannot look at something black and white. I went to a sales seminar about makeup products. Okay, like I didn't. But if I did, I would say, oh, that's actually a good idea. I'm going to relate that back to me. If people see the overlying objective of that seminar, but they don't see the underlying techniques, procedures, mentality, mindset of that, then it makes no sense. So I'm going to go over some examples. If those examples don't apply to you, don't say, oh, it doesn't apply to me. You have to go through and say, okay, how does this relate to me? How can I use this in my product or my service? When I'm selling my coaching online, when I'm selling my candle, my hairbrush, my water, my food, my drink, my coaching, my training, whatever the case is, my book, my ebook, doesn't matter. My membership, okay? Roller skates, everyone's in sales. So how does this relate to you? That's number one. Number two is make it feel right to you. I'm going to give you literally 3 pages of notes. If it doesn't relate to you, then be like, okay, I tried it, it doesn't work. That happens to me all the time. The smartest person in the world, I'll go to or I'll hear, I'm listening to, say, Elon Musk, and Elon Musk will say something, and I'm like, that's not really for me. That's not something that I'm good at. For me, I'm really good in person, over the phone. I'm not ideal at paperwork. So if you're really good at thinking of an idea, but someone else is better at implementing it, say, actually, you know what? If you have business partners or other people within your company, just say, okay, I'm going to do this part, they're going to do this part. Or if you just don't like the idea, scrap it, all right? So throughout this entire thing, just two mindsets. That's all I wish you actually have. Number one is, how does this relate to me? Okay? And if it doesn't relate to you, then find out the procedure, the technique, the underlying theme that it can relate to you. Number two is, how can I use this? And if you can't use it, just try and think of a way. And if you can't use it, perfect. But come out through this entire presentation, throughout this entire training series, positive. Throughout this entire thing, don't be like, oh, that's a dumb idea. Okay, perfect. But to someone else, it's an amazing idea. So, and it could be vice versa. You'll say, that's an amazing idea. And then to something else, you're like, that's dumb. That doesn't apply to me in selling hardware to my consumers or selling a car to my online or whatever it is. It could apply, it could not apply. So how does it relate to you? I will leave you with this, okay? And then we'll go on to the next video. You are in a lead generating business. I don't care where you are. Like I said, if you fail in business after 1 year, 2 years, doesn't matter how many years, it's a lack of customers. So you are in the lead generating business. If you don't generate any leads for that day, you did not work. Let me repeat that again. You're in a lead generating business. If you don't generate a lead today, you didn't work. That should be your job every single day. Did I generate a lead? Did I try and generate a lead? If you tried and didn't generate any leads, you still worked. But if you didn't generate any leads and you didn't try and generate any leads, you compound that over a day, then a week, then a month, and then you're out of business. Every single day, you need to be thinking about, how can I generate leads, customers, business? When you have enough leads, you have more choice. Then you can choose your customers. Then you can choose your coaching clients. Then you can actually raise your prices. The more leads you have, the better position you're going to be in for choice, for pricing, for marketplace share, for branching into new business. The more leads you have, the more choice you have. When you have more choice, you have more confidence. When you have more confidence, you earn more money. When I have the most amount of confidence, it's when I have a ton of leads coming in. When I have a ton of leads coming in, I have more choice. I want to work with them. I don't want to work with them. I'll pass that on. I'll refer that out. That confidence then breeds into the people that you actually work with. The people that you work with then give you referrals. Then that confidence then goes into you to develop more business. And lastly, but not least, this is the underlying theme. When you have more money, you have more freedom. People talk about the 1%, getting wealthier, the rich keep on getting rich, and all these others just absolutely asinine mentality that the mainstream media is trying to feed you. Okay, number one is, if you don't have money, you're known as something called broke. Okay? I've seen really bad people that are broke. I've seen really bad people that are rich. Okay? Which one do you want to be? So you have to generate leads, to have confidence, to then have choice, to then go out and make money. And then when you have money, you have freedom. You have freedom to try new products. You have freedom to market in a different way. You have freedom to take time off. You have freedom to actually give back to charity, to take vacation, to give to your parents, your friends, to buy things, to expand your business. It's just, it all comes down to money. But how do you generate money is through customers, through loyalty, through giving a quality service or a product and being there in case it doesn't work out, being there and helping them out. This is the first video. I'm going to move on to the second one, which is more techniques, but you have to get your mind right. I'm Charles Botenston, and I'll see you on the next series.